Now, normally, I'll be having my stream starts in X amount of time, that little timer thing going on. But today is a very special day. Today is the day that we find out the citizen of old Derek. Now, I did share the citizen onto my page, so you can check that out. Not I showed the live portion of it first, and then right after they rendered the verdict, I went on and deleted that. The reason why I did that is because I don't want Facebook to be tripping with me about copywriting and all that stuff there. And I did the same thing on my YouTube page as well, where I did it live. But I did went back and did a clip of the citizen too, so you could check that out on my official Urban Service page. I did post that as well, so you could check that out. So the question that I'm asking y'all today is this: how do you feel about the citizen? How do you feel about it? How do you honestly feel about the citizen? Do you feel like that justice was served? Do you feel like that 22.5 years is suitable for Mr. Derek? Do you feel like that George Floyd family is going to finally be able to rest in peace after this verdict was rendered? How do you feel about it? Now, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Go ahead and submit your comments, and I'll show them on the screen, and we're going to address it. But I know y'all waiting on me, and y'all waiting on me to give you my honest opinion about this, my honest perspective about this, my honest thoughts, my honest feelings about this. Here's my honest feelings, my honest thoughts, my honest perspective about this, and I'm just speaking from just being a man. Um, Somebody said my door, but I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts about this. But give me 1 second, okay? Let me see who's at my door. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna address this. All right. Give me one. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had an important delivery that arrived at my door. But now, let me give y'all my honest feelings, my honest perspective about this sentencing, okay? Here it is. Throughout this whole situation, right, we had witnessed one man brutally murdered another man in broad daylight. Now, was it because of his color or of his skin? Was it because he was a black man that he did this to him? To be honest with you, just from my perspective, I honestly don't know. It could have been. He could have had animosity over due to his son's skin color. But I don't know. I don't know. But however, Derek had caused a whole change of events. Derek had caused so many things to happen to not only our nation, but all over the world. Derek had caused groups such as Black Lives Matters to form. Derek had caused other insurgent groups like the Antifa groups to form as well. Proud Boys to really form and populate. Derek actions has caused a lot all over the world. Just this single action had caused a lot all over the world. Hello, Miss Barbara. Welcome. His action had caused a ripple effect all over the world. He caused mass rioting and looting. He caused businesses to be destroyed. He caused people to go out and protest. He caused civil unrest. He caused the same people who was going out there protesting to get shot up by rubber bullets and tear gas. He caused a division between races, division between the African American community and also the Caucasian or white community and other communities as well. He caused division between the police forces and the citizens of the world. He caused all these different things to happen, a full ripple effect of different things happening throughout the world, not just in the United States, but throughout the whole entire world. So y'all tell me, is 22.5 years, is that sufficient enough? Is 22.5 years sufficient enough with this damage that this single man had caused? Now, well, was he twiddling his finger and he was being some type of god and orchestrating all these events to happen? No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the single action of this man caused a ripple effect throughout the whole entire world. That's what I'm saying. So many things have happened since then. So many things. It was people who lost their lives through countless rioting and looting. Their police on the police force who was actually start fearing their lives because they was afraid that the citizens was going to react to them and not only do something to them, but also to their families or their loved ones as well. And it was vice versa with the citizens as well. They felt like the police was going to do something to them. So this man here has caused a ripple effect throughout the whole entire world. Millions of dollars, I'll say up to about billions of dollars if you include everything in the whole entire world, was sacrificed and lost because of this man's single action. Because of this man's single action. And you mean to tell me, through all this chaos that this man had caused, through everything, the chaos and everything that he caused, you mean to tell me that 22.5 years is sufficient enough? I'm going to be honest with y'all. That's by weighing in everything that happened from this moment all the way up until right now, how this man literally changed the world life as we know it. Life is not going to even be the same after this. It's not. Things have changed. Things have evolved into a way now, or a way of living now. It have. So I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I'm going to be really honest with y'all. I feel like 22.5 years wasn't justice at all. And I'm just being totally honest with it. I just feel that way. I just feel 22.5 years isn't enough versus all the damage that he did, that he caused due to his actions. That's just how I honestly feel about it. I honestly feel that he should have got the book thrown at him. Like literally, I feel that the judge should have picked up a book and threw it at him. And then after when he pick up the book, he asked the bailiff to go and pick up the book and bring the book back to the judge, and the judge just throw the book right back at him again. That's how I feel about it. Then right after that, the judge rendered the sentence, said that, hey, throughout the circumstances that you done caused not only for our nations, but other nations around the world, we are going to sentence you life, period. For all this chaos that you caused, when it could have been easily avoided. It could have been easily avoided. Now, is there accountability for the actions of George Floyd? Absolutely, it is. And I did a perspective video about this last year talking about this. Sure, it is. But in this situation, we're not talking about that. In this situation, we're talking about this man here, Derek, who decided to take another man's life. That's what we're talking about. And not only that, the justice system needs to look at this from this perspective. Not only he took not only one life, but he took just about all our lives, everybody, the whole entire world life. Everything has been changed because of this man's single action. It has. So you mean to tell me, after everything this man had caused, all this chaos that this man had caused, 22.5 years is sufficient enough? Now, keeping in mind that the other officers that was involved, they haven't even been fully sentenced yet. So we're going to be looking to see how that's going to go. 22.5 years. That doesn't count for anything. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a leader. Ever since this situation happened, I had to comfort my family and let them know to be careful out in these streets because we got men like Derek who are out there. I had to do that. I had to sit up here and watch my city get rioted down, businesses burnt down. Some of the business, I knew the people. I knew the people who businesses got messed up and tore down. Good people. I knew them. And I had to watch my city get tore up and burnt down. All because of a man's single action. I have to sit up here explain this to my children about why this man choked out and murdered this man in broad daylight. I had to do that as a father and as a leader. And you mean to tell me that 22.5 years is sufficient enough? Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Welcome, Ms. Harris. She says, good evening. 22.5 years is ridiculous. He needs life in prison with no parole and no mercy, just like he showed Mr. George Floyd. His daughter and family are without him. He blatantly, purposely, brutally murdered this man in front of the whole world. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Just like I said earlier, what the judge should have did was grab a book, grab the heaviest book that he could actually find, throw it at him, have the bailiff pick that book up, bring it back to the judge, and throw it at Derek one more time. Then give him a life sentence without parole or anything like that for all the chaos that he caused around the world about his actions. That is how I feel about it. All right. So you're saying you're talking about consequential justice. I disagree with that. You can't blame the man for everyone else's response to his action. I think Chauvin should have been executed, but simply for his actions. Not all knock off his on the facts. It would send a signal to other cops that open season on Black people is over. 22.5 years is almost a death sentence at this age. It's good the world has changed now. Other police would think twice. Now, see, part of that comment, I can rock with you on that. But the other part of it, I just can't rock with you on that. The reason why is because, bare enough, he doesn't control other people's actions. But however, through the law of the universe and through the law of karma, for every action, there's going to be a reaction. For every cause, there's going to be an effect behind it, depending on the level or the type of energy that's produced to create the action or the resort. So in this particular situation with this particular man produced so much energy into the atmosphere that he caused total chaos, not only in our nation, but throughout the world. So you could safely say that his actions caused a ripple effect of other people's actions as well. It did. I'm put to you this way too. I'm put to you this way. During the World War era, right? When Hitler came into power, it was his single action that caused chaos throughout the whole entire world. His action. By his action, he was the cause, he was the catalyst. He created a full effect throughout the whole entire world, which it caused other people to respond to the action that he did. In that particular case, it caused the world to go into war. It caused people to revolt. That's what happened. That's what happened by his single action. No, Hitler didn't take on the whole world. He didn't take on the whole world in a sense. He didn't. It was an after effect on it, but I'm talking about the original action of him, the beginning, the catalyst, the beginning of Hitler's reign. That's what he did. And this action is similar to what Derek did. His single action caused a ripple effect throughout the whole entire world. There are people that are going out there protesting and everything. It was some people who actually lost their lives over this man's single action. Over this man's single action. So yeah, in this situation, yeah, absolutely, I disagree with that. Should he be put away for life? Absolutely, he should. Should they execute him? That's another part that I don't agree with. No, I don't agree with that he should be executed. I don't. The reason why I don't agree with that is because I feel like him being executed is mercy to me. I do. I feel like him being executed is a form of mercy. But however, you let him stay alive and let him deal with the consequences of his action until he die in that prison. Let him relive that moment every single day. That's the true execution for him versus taking his life. Let him really relive that moment every single day. Let that moment torment him every single day. Let him look at the news in the prison cell that, man, I caused all this chaos to happen. Where I had a choice to avoid all that. But I decide not to do that because I let my pride and ego got the better of me. And it's just that simple. Pride, ego. He may have hatred for the dude. I'm speculating, I don't know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. This man caused chaos to the whole entire world. He did. He did. This man single handedly just about messed up the whole entire world. Single handedly. So, yeah, 22.5 years? Nah, no, no, no. I don't agree with that. Mm-mm, not at all. That's not justice being served. I don't agree with that at all. Life in prison is what I rock with. They could even say the judge could even say 22.5 years times um, 30. That's pretty much life in prison. No, I'm not a Christian. Sorry, I'm not Christian. Do I believe in mercy? No, I don't. Not for that particular situation. I don't believe in mercy for that particular situation. I don't. So let me put it to you this way. If you have a family, right, and I were to enter into your household and brutally murder your family because I just don't like you, but leave you alive to deal with my consequences, would you want mercy for me, or would you want the full extent allowed to happen to me by me going there and murdering your family for no apparent reason? What would you want? I will hope that you'll want the full extent of the law on me. You wouldn't want no type of mercy on me whatsoever. You know, it's just like the situation with what's the other dude, the dude that got shot down here in Texas. Um Dang, I forgot that dude name. But the dude that got shot in Texas, and they named a street out after him in Texas, and that cop shot him. And then at the end of the trial, his brother gonna walk up to him, tell my God forgive you all. So heck no, that's crazy. Why? No. Keep in mind, them Christian people, by the way, who was saying it, they're supposedly were Christians. Talking about God love you, and God command us to love our enemies and all this stuff. There, no, 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 no. That lady killed your brother. There's no mercy behind it. No. They sitting up there hugging it out, the judge hugging it out, crying. No, it's not. It's not Trayvon Martin. It's not Trayvon. It's gonna come to me in a minute, but no, they sitting up here hugging it out and everything. I had watched that whole entire trial, and they sit up here hugging it out and everything. It made me mad. I was highly upset about that. So yeah, there's no type of mercy for a person who's that evil to do something that horrendous, that evil to someone. There's no mercy behind it. None whatsoever. They need to get the full extent of the law, period. Same with this situation with Derek. He needed to get the full extent of the law, period. Period. And that's just how I feel about it. So yeah, this 22.5 now, to be honest with you, I feel like they being funny. Talking about 22 and a half or 22.5. I honestly feel like they was being funny about that. Let's give them 22.5 years. That's good enough. Then they was trying to factor his age and stuff too, talking about, well, he's gonna be aged. He probably gonna be 70, whatever. The average human lifespan gonna live probably about 65, 70. How do you know that? How do you know that? And then this dude, then at the end, this dude gonna walk out right back out in the streets. You say you used to believe in mercy when you was young and idealistic. Now you believe in revenge. I feel you on that. I believe in it too, but only when it's necessary. Only when it's necessary. I'm not. Let me correct this. I'm not the one to say that you're just going around and be a vigilante and going around and um, causing harm on people for no apparent reason because it make you feel good. No, that's a behavior issue. You're either a sociopath or a psychopath doing that. I'm strictly talking about justice, period. A person cause harm to you or your persons, and justice need to be served. It's just that simple. Just that simple. To be honest, I think it was people that got locked up for life for something way less than what he did. It's people locked up that got locked up way less than what he did for life without parole. Of course not, but when harm is done in America, justice is so rarely served. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Depending on the degree of the crime, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So you know what, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna open it up on. If you want to come on here, you want to speak your piece on here. By all means, jump on. I'm opening it up right now for you. There's the link if you want to jump on. By all means, jump on. I'd love to hear y'all want thoughts and perspective about it because I know y'all be hearing me and my thoughts and perspective about it, and I feel strongly about this, like for real. Say a black girl in California serving life for stealing a candy bar on their three strikes, and you're outlaw. Yep, yep. Why this dude here get 22.5 years, meaning that once when his son's sentence is served, he could just walk on the streets like nothing ever happened. Now, keep in mind also that his attorney still could appeal the decision if the judge haven't overruled it yet. His attorney still could appeal his sentencing, by the way. It still could happen. It still could happen. Oh, the lady cop, her name is Amber. Bowden Jean and Amber. Bowden Jean was the one who got murdered over here in Texas. He was sitting in his apartments. Then Amber had shot him in his apartment. And her story was that she was thinking that it was her apartment. Shot and murdered this dude in his own apartment eating ice cream. When the judge rendered her sentencing, they're gonna sit up her and hug it out. Bowden Jean brother and family gonna walk up and say, "Can I hug you?" Can I hug you? I just want you to know that I forgive you and God forgive you and God have mercy on you and we have mercy too. No, no. That dude murdered your brother. No. That woman murdered your brother. So no, there's no mercy. None. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to hug it out with you. None of that. No. And I don't mean to talk about, people who are part of, Christianity or whatever stuff, but this is one of the weakest things about that religion, to be honest with you. Their religion is so weak, especially dealing with things, with the justice system. Their religion is so weak on that. But it's kind of funny too, because at the same time that their religion love to judge people, but they can't handle true justice judging. And it's weird. So weird to me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now this dude here, he gonna get locked up. Dude gonna get out of jail in 20 years. They walk around the streets like nothing is nothing. By then, my kids they probably grown adults by then. So he had the possibility of running across on one of my kids, like my son or something, and run across him, and he's a grown adult. He just so happened to be in the city where he at, and my son trying to buy a candy bar, and that dude all of a sudden assaults him and put his um leg on his neck and choke him out again. And this could be an out of order by having this dude locked up for life with no parole. None of that. And I'm just being realistic with y'all about it. Normally when I do my normal shows like this, I not try to see it from different perspectives and different point of views and just formulate a conclusion behind it. But in this particular situation, I'm not trying to see different perspectives about it. I'm not trying to formulate a conclusion or anything about it. It is what it is. This is a straight black and white situation with no gray area. Yeah, that's true. He'll never be a cop again, but he sure could be a security guard. But he just can't carry a firearm. But then again, there are always ways around that. So then also it's a possibility that law could change by the time he get out. Because our laws and our justice system always change, especially how the way things is going on right now. So the laws always change. They just gave him that to make sure riots don't break out again. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Sure, I agree. I solely agree with that. I'm just curious about what was the results that his family was looking for. Now I'm talking about Floyd family. I wonder what was the results were they looked for. Were they satisfied that he at least got past 10 years and over dissatisfied because he just got past 10 years or what? Were they content on that when they was going through these mediations and whatever it is that they was going through? Were they content with that? Because I don't know, just like I said, I wouldn't be. I just wouldn't. For a simple fact that this man caused so much chaos in the world. I just can't. I'm just sorry. I just can't rock with it. I'm sorry. I just can't. It is what it is. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. You're right. The cop who killed Tamor Rice in the park had been denied a job in one state. He just got a job in another force. I know exactly. And what that cop did to Tamor was messed up too. But yet it's still this dude able to walk around and all he did is just go and get another job in another state because the jurisdiction is different in different states. It's not the same in every state. So Derek, he could want to go and leave on the get out and go to Mexico and work. And just so happened, one of my kids is taking a vacation in Mexico, and this dude here feeling some type of way and put his knee on one of my kids. But y'all decided to let him out in 22.5 years. I just think the real message behind this would have been to allow this man to be sentenced to life. That would have been a real message. It has stopped a lot of things. A lot of people would have been satisfied with the resorts. And then we'll be able to live our merry little lives and not worrying about this murderer out in the streets no more. Just that simple. Just that simple. But once again, I'm just being real with y'all. Once again, I just honestly feel that our judicial system just failed us again, and we be trying our best to we be trying our very best to rely on this judicial system in the United States. We really do, but it does seem like every single time they end up slapping us in the face every time. And that's just how I feel. I just feel that this is just another slap in the face. I do. Yep. I mean, I just that is how I feel about it. Just another slap in the face. Y'all just deal with what we give you, and that's it. That is it. So yeah. Once again, I did share the link up there. And I shared it both on my YouTube page and on my Facebook page as well. If y'all want to come up here, express your concerns and your thoughts and opinion about this particular topic that I'm talking about, feel free to join me right now. You know what, y'all? Before we found out about this sentence, I was actually was going to go live, but not on this podcast platform. I was just going to do a regular live, and we was going to talk about some other normal stuff that we deal with every day. That's what I was going to do until I seen this verdict, and I was like, oh no, we got to talk about this one. We got to talk about this one because it's crazy. But it is what it is. Man divided the whole nation, and this dude get 22.5 years. Is what it is. Is what it is. So the judicial system is systematically racist. For the same crime, black people get twice the sentence as white rights. How can there be justice? Well, let me tell you about that. In the beginning, when the judicial system was being developed, I could rock with you on that. That there was a lot of um, what's the word on the not racism or racist, but there was a lot of favoritism. Yeah, that's a better word to say it. There was a lot of favoritism in the development of the system. And and the reason why is because during that time it was on colonization, so they pretty much had to look after their people. That's a fact. But throughout the decades, the judicial system has evolved a lot. Where now there's more, it's more suitable for everyone, not just the ones that they're trying to protect, but for everyone. It is. So the system, it never was racist. The system was never racist. But however, let me clarify this too. Even though the system wasn't racist, there were people with supremacy mentality that's within the judicial system that was operating it. Let me say again, there were people who had that supremacy mentality who are operating within the system. But since then, the system has evolved. It has evolved a whole lot. Now, do I want to trust and rely on the system of this country? I mean, yeah, I do. Now, do I think that some things that the system do is fair, unfair, stuff like that? Yeah, I do. This is the reason why the wealthy or the elite people, certain crimes that they do maybe lesser sentencing than a normal person who isn't wealthy. So yeah, and one thing too is that I study a lot about criminology, so I understand how the system works. By me studying criminology and studying sociology too, as well, I understand very well how the system works. And I'm talking about in our country. I understand how it works. And so that's why I can boldly tell you these things because I know how it works. I understand how it works. So yeah, it has changed a lot. It has evolved a lot. Do it still need work? Absolutely, it still need work. It do. Because like I stated earlier, there still are some people within the system who do have the supremacy mindset, the supremacy mentality. They do. Now, notice I didn't say racist people. I said people who have a supremacy mentality, not racist mentality, but supremacy mentality. Let's say you said police routinely overestimate the age and threat of black youth. Recent studies show that judge that judges still routinely hand down harsher sentences for blacks, being able to afford the best being able to afford the best lawyers and wealthy privilege is nothing probably entirely, if I read it right. Once again, your rebuttal is talking about how the system, well, how it was in the past. Oh, you said another, okay. But yeah, it's talking about how the way the system it was in the past. But since then, the system is evolving, and once again, as I reiterate, there are people, not racism, but it are people who have a supremacy mentality there are in the system. Now, it don't. I know that you're trying to mention about blacks and and stuff like that, and I understand that. I get it, but at the same time, it's the supremacy mentality is what we're dealing with in this country. It's not just a race. Now, supremacy could occur in any race, whether you are African American, whether you are white or whatever. I know you was going to ask that question too. Now, the difference between supremacy and racism is this: racism is the prejudice of a person due to the race that they subscribe to. That you absolutely do not. That you absolutely hate this race. Period. That's race. That's pretty much what racism is. Supremacy is different. Supremacy is the controlling factor. Supremacy is when you get a person who has this narcissistic controlling behavior to where they feel like they are better than everyone else. That's supremacy. They feel like that they're better than everyone else. Normally, you see these level of supremacy within a lot of elite groups, such as like the Proud Boys. Their supremacy within Black Lives Matters, the Black Panther group supremacy. This rather group called Atifa supremacy. There's a religious group out there called the Hebrew Israelites. Their supremacy, they resemble supremacy behavior as well as members of the Nation of Islam. They resemble the supremacy behavior as well. KKK, supremacy behavior. And notice, I'm naming all these groups, and I'm not saying a race of people. I'm saying the behavior of a group. But when the supremacist mentality is tied to skin color, surely is that racism? No, that's a person resembling that supremacy mentality or that supremacy behavior. That's what it is. And I'm not, and I'm gonna, since we're talking about this, I'm gonna be just real about it too. As me being an African American or a Negro American in this country, I have not yet to experience a cop pulling me over because I'm an African American. I'm just being honest with you. I haven't experienced that yet, where a cop purposely pulled me over and say the reason why I'm pulling you over, sir, because you're African American, and I don't like you. I haven't experienced that. Now, did that happen in the past? Oh yeah, absolutely, it did in the past. Yes. And when the one officers did that in the past, then yes, that's racism. Have I ever been pulled over for anything? Yeah, absolutely, I have. I broke the law, and I admitted that I have. I done got speeding tickets and all kind of stuff. Sure have. I got pulled over by the law and everything. I never been detained before, and I never been to jail before because uh, none of my situations never escalated to the point of me being either detained or me being put into jail. I never allowed the situation to escalate like that. Then most of the time, whenever I get pulled over, it be 100% my fault because of the actions that I do. Like, say, for example, I'm speeding or I'm not wearing my seatbelt. Things like that. Oh, have I been pulled over when I didn't do anything wrong? No, I never experienced that. I never experienced that. But however, I have been pulled over for being in certain neighborhoods, though. Like if I want to drive like in a more wealthier neighborhood where um, the police presence is heavier there, and they just patrol the neighborhood to protect the neighborhood for crime, and they never recognized the vehicle before. Then yeah, I've been pulled over for that. And they tell me exactly why I'm being pulled over for. They be like, Mr. Washington, I'm pulling you over because we just don't recognize your vehicle because we patrol through this area all the time, and this is our first time seeing this vehicle. They'll pull me over because of that. But at the same time, even in that situation, to be honest with you, I don't mind the police also doing that because that's part of them protecting and serving the community. I don't mind that. No, it was my crime was not driving while black. My crime was um, driving in the neighborhood that they didn't recognize me driving in. It didn't have nothing to do with my skin color. And to be honest, a matter of fact, the neighborhood that I live in right now, the officers do the same exact thing in the neighborhood I live in right now. I live in a small knitted community, and I see the officers patrol through here every single day. Not because it's high crime; it's not a high crime area where I live in, but they patrol through. The officers patrol through here so many times that I actually know they are officers. I see them every single time, and they see me. They see my vehicle every single time. So they do the same thing over here in the community where me and my family reside in. If they see a vehicle that they never seen before, yeah, they're going to pull the vehicle over. I would want them to do that because you don't know what the intent that person is. The person could be just visiting there, or the person could be literally casing houses to cause crime. You don't know unless that officer go and address that person like the officer did me. That's all the officer did. He pulled me over. I didn't get no ticket, no nothing like that. He just pulled me over and asked. And he was polite about it. He wasn't being rude. He didn't call me out my name. He didn't use no N-word or nothing like that. But that's what he did. And I was cool with it because they do it in my neighborhood. So yeah, absolutely. Do it. No, the assumption wasn't that I didn't deserve to be there. The assumption is to see, do I belong there and what's my intention of being there? Like I was explaining earlier. And yeah, that's pretty much profiling too. Yes, it is. Now, in criminology, by law, they had got rid of racial profiling. They don't do racial profiling no more, but they do profile. That, like I'm telling you right now, they do. And through the legal systems, they have every right to pull you over and just ask questions. All you gotta do is say either yes or no and be on your way. I mean, like how I was. They're like Mr. Watson, I see that you're on ID. Your address on the ID say this and that and that. Well, but what are you doing in this area? Oh, well, I'm going to visit a friend over here that lives at this address, such and such address. Oh, okay, okay. Then I asked, like, well, so what was the reason you pulled me over again? Oh, because we just didn't recognize your vehicle. We're close to the community. We doesn't recognize your vehicle. But since you explained to me that you're going to XYZ place, then that's fine. Be on your way. Okay, thank you. And that was it. That was it. I didn't act ignorant with them. I didn't say, why you're profiling me? You're being racist. I didn't do none of that. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do none of that. There's some situations it could there's like I say, some situation it could be easily handled. It can. But at the end of the day, it's just based on one's choice. And that goes both ways for the citizen and also for the officer as well. But yeah, so yeah. I'm done talking about this. I may jump on my regular one Facebook page and do a live once when I get over this verdict thing, get out my feelings about this. Um, I may do that. So y'all just stay tuned to that because that's what I originally was supposed to be doing before I jumped on here, like for real. But this was like way more important. All right. So like I always, y'all continue to follow my content. I am on Facebook and I'm also on YouTube as well. Please, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow that now because my other fellow network of content creators, they're really getting on me and saying I need to promote my official Urban Thurber page on YouTube as well. So that's what I'm doing. And that's why I'm also streaming on both platforms on Facebook and YouTube. So please subscribe to that channel and share. And on my Facebook page, so you like the content, go ahead and share as well. And I appreciate you coming in, and the person that was coming in, that was my brother, by the way. Appreciate it, bro. But I appreciate all the love and comment and concerns and everything. And y'all have a good night and continue to fight fate with faith. And I will see y'all next time.